Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Tiffany. I'm here to let you know that this video is one of a series of videos on this subject. So I was inspired in the middle of the night. I woke up and I had this idea that I could create a decision flow chart for each of the human design energy types and its authority. I want you to know that I'm taking a topic that is very nuanced, that it can be complicated at times, and I'm distilling it into a simple flowchart. Please keep this in mind when you're watching the video for your energy type and your authority. It's nuanced, but it's a great way of just kind of mapping out and just showing you the steps. If we were to slow down our decision-making process and really tune into our strategy and authority, and how those two things work together, the flow chart is going to give you just a very simple, distilled version of how it might look in a very perfect situation. And before I get into the decision flow chart for your energy type and authority, I just want to let you know that you can find me at www.aluxuriousmind.com. I want to let you know that there are multiple ways to work with me there. I have some courses on human design. I just released a course called Unlock Your Money Code, and I have a free library of all kinds of good things that you can check out, and there's no strings attached. I'm not even asking for an email for my stuff in my free library. So if that is of interest to you, go ahead and pop over there as well when you get done with this video. So you're a projector with ego authority. And how do you make a decision while also using your strategy? So how do you navigate strategy and authority? And here's how you go through that. At the top of our flow chart, you have your invitation. So as you know, as a projector energy type, your strategy is to wait for the invitation. Waiting for the invitation can be literal, somebody calling you and saying, hey, will you apply for this job? It can also look like somebody calling you and inviting you to an event. It can look like somebody asking you for advice about something, asking you to help them with a project or to help them be more efficient and effective in some way. And then invitations can also be energetic, meaning it's not as literal. So examples of that might be somebody following you on social media, somebody commenting on your things, somebody signing up for a newsletter that you have. The invitation can also look like a situation where maybe you are working on a team, but you're talking to people from other teams in your business or in your company, and somebody's interested in your perspective on things. And so it's just the energy of it is, you know, that person is interested in what you have to say, what you have to offer, what you have to do. So it can just be more energetic and be more of a feeling. So let's assume the invitation comes in and you need to make a decision. So let's say you get a job offer. The first thing you're going to want to do is check in. Does this align with my passions, my interests, my skill sets, my talents? Does it align with my curiosity? Is this even something I'm going to be interested in the first place? If the answer is no, then you will probably say no to the thing. If the answer is yes, then the next thing you're going to want to do to tap into that ego authority, that voice of your ego, is you will want to note, is there a heart pull? So the ego energy center is also called the heart energy center in human design. And this is because the ego center is this heart pulling, this heart wanting something. It's about selfishly wanting things, and selfishly, I mean in the positive sense of that word. I selfishly want this thing, but I don't know why. I selfishly don't want this thing, and I don't know why. That's how that egoic voice speaks. It also speaks through the language of the material plane. So the ego wants recognition. It wants, and again, in a good way, wants recognition, wants title, wants money, wants to make an impact in the world. So if you really pay attention, do you selfishly want to do the thing or not? Do you feel that heart pull? Do you selfishly want that thing or not? So if you have a clear answer and you're like, yes, I selfishly want this thing, so then obviously the answer is yes, and you're good to go. But if you're sitting here telling me, oh my goodness, Tiffany, I don't even know, I'm confused, I don't even know how the voice of my ego speaks to me, I can't hear it, I'm not tapped into my intuition, I'm not tapped into my intuitive voice. What might be happening in this case is that the voice of your mind is getting in the way of tapping in and really listening to your intuition. So the voice of the mind can be traced back to logic and it's going to spin stories. It's going to say things like, you shouldn't apply for that job because you don't have the credentials that you need for it. It's going to say things like, you should pick this opportunity because it's going to be a better networking opportunity or better money making opportunity or an opportunity that allows you to get visibility in some way. So, really consider, what sort of logical thoughts do you have going on that are competing with any selfish wants that you might have? Does the thing in question make you feel expansive or contracted? So, tuning into the body. Do I feel expanded or clear by this thing? Does it feel good to me? Do I just want it? Or do you feel contracted, like something's not right? You feel like more in protective mode. And at the end of the day, it's going to be the answer that you want, you selfishly want, even though you don't know why. I selfishly want to take this job over here that doesn't make as money as this job over here because I just selfishly want the recognition of the title. That's the job title I want, even though the money maybe doesn't line up yet. Because like I said, the ego, that heart voice, right? That heart-centered voice is talking about selfishly wanting something, wanting to make an impact, wanting to make more money, wanting to be recognized for the skills you have. You may even feel this sense of like, you know what, I want this opportunity over here because I think they're going to value what I bring to the table, whereas these other people over here are not. And again, I mean, selfish in the positive sense of that word. It's almost coming from a place of, I deserve to feel this way, to have this thing because I selfishly want it in a good way. All right, so hopefully that helps you understand the difference between the voice of your mind when it's talking and it's getting in the way versus how your intuitive voice, when you have ego authority, is going to speak to you. If you have any questions, please let me know.